currently residing at Kabafita Layout, Brikama North, West Coast Region. He's an employee of the National Environment Agency, NEA. His current portfolio is a program officer on the EIA unit. For the past 7 years, Kemo has been working with the National Environment Agency, NEA. NEA is the Gambia government institution responsible for the coordination and regulation of all issues and activities related to the protection, management, and preservation of the environment in the country. Currently, Kemo serves as a program officer under the Environmental Impact Assessment Unit, with great involvement in assessing the environmental and social impacts and projects to determine their viability and enforcing environmental laws, among others. He also holds a bachelor's degree from the University of the Gambia, majoring in management and a minor in environmental sciences. From September of 2016 to 2017, Kemo was appointed as a UQ teacher at Mahaad Senior Secondary School. He had served here for 1 year. In April of 2017, Kemo was appointed by the National Environment Agency as an environmental inspector. In January of 2019, he was promoted to Senior Environmental Inspector under the Environmental Quality Unit. In January of 2019, he was deployed to Environmental Impact Assessment Unit as Senior Program Assistant. In February of 2022, up to this day, Kemo serves as the Program Officer under the Environmental Impact Assessment Unit. Other functions and roles. Kemo serves as the focal point for the following projects: the Roots Project under the Ministry of Agriculture, Giraffe Project under the Ministry of Agriculture.
Assalamu alaikum. Unfortunately, I don't know whether I will be laudable because the mics are not very good. Thank you, MC, for that wonderful introduction. Like I said earlier on, before I begin, I wanted to share a very important and interesting story with you people here. Once upon a time, in a teeny village called Fallong, a rat swallowed a diamond. The owner of the diamond contacted a man to kill the rat. When the rat hunter arrived, more than 1,000 rats were bunched up and one sitting by itself, away from the rest. He, the hunter, spotted and killed the one sitting by itself. And to the owner's surprise, it was the one that had swallowed the diamond. The amazed owner of the diamond asked, "How did you know it was that rat?" He responded very easily, and the hunter said, "When idiots get rich, they don't mix with others." So the moral lesson from this story, all of us here, we should bear in mind that acquiring knowledge or wealth does not mean you are better than others. It is a blessing from Allah. All what we should do is to be appreciative of that blessing. Can I take a moment to congratulate our parents and teachers? This is their victory. Because of their guidance and support, that is the reason why we are here today celebrating this day. Mr. Chairman of the board, principal, teachers, parents, guardians, graduates, students, good afternoon to you all. I am deeply honored to be invited as the guest speaker for this important day at this incredible school. The school that have molded me to become the person I am today. At first, I was a bit hesitant because I was never a public speaker or a motivational speaker. But when Mahaad called, I have no choice but to answer. I owe this incredible school a lot. Thank you, my teachers, for sacrificing everything to ensure that we are successful in our academic endeavors. Having said this, I have to thank Mr. Bojan Jr. for his firm decision and support during those difficult days in my academic journey. Some of the teachers will attest to that. It was him who stood firm in making sure that I did the right thing at that time. Now, my dear graduates, let me ask you, are you ready to go out and face life challenges? I want an answer to this question. Are you ready to go out to face life challenges? Some are saying yes. Before going further, I want to say a few reminders with you. Number one, do not put all your stuff in one bag alone, because when that bag got destroyed, you will be in a complicated situation. This generation of adolescents is more matured and exposed compared to us. Matured but delicate and sensitive at the same time. But to have a smooth transition through this period, always have someone to talk to. We should always have someone to talk to. Stay connected and surround yourself with positive people. Be open to your parents about what you are going through. It is the best to listen to your parents because they have gone through a lot. Use social media moderately. Use social media moderately and do not abuse the powers of freedom of speech. Nowadays, it is shocking to listen and watch what happened on some of our social media platforms, such as Facebook, TikTok. You hear our sisters and brothers insulting and tarnishing each other's images for no reason. Let us be mindful of what we post on these social media platforms. Having said this, social media and technologies have a lot of advantages and benefits. Therefore, let's use them to our advantage and receive the benefits it offers. Remember, the public is always looking at you, and not all likers are friends, and not all friends genuinely like you. So let us be mindful and careful of the things we do. Number two, respect and obey your parents. Respect and obey your parents. Respecting our parents is our utmost duty because they are the ones who will love you from the day you are born till eternity. Sometimes we think our parents cannot understand us and get in the way of our happiness. As a result, some of us rebel against them, especially when we become adults. However, we should not forget that they love us daily and all they want is to protect us all the way. Number three, Do not compare your life to others. And don't judge them because you have no idea what their journey is all about. You can be inspired by their achievement, but don't compare. Please don't compare your life to others. I remember when I started high school, my ambition was always to travel to Europe because I thought that is where I can earn a better living. And that's the perception of many young people. We thought if you want to be successful in life, you have to go to Europe or America. And sometimes that might not be the case. After several attempts, I was unsuccessful. I was shocked and devastated, and it nearly affected my academic journey. But thanks to the prayers of my parents and support from the good people, including teachers of Mahaad Senior Secondary School, now here I am. I will not say I am better, but I'm sure I am not doing bad. I can tell you for certain that my achievement has inspired a lot of people. Therefore, I want to tell you that as young people, let us engage in activities or things that will inspire people. I mean good people. Good people. Let us do things that will inspire good people. Because in our society now, there are a lot of bad people. And sometimes you might be doing certain activities that are very bad, but you could be inspired by others that are also bad. So that is why I said be inspired by good people. Number 4, let us stop the use of illegal drugs, specifically the famous schools. As we all aware, as we are all aware, these schools is causing havoc to the youthful population. So let us stay away from illicit drugs. The use of illicit drugs can have severe and long-lasting effects on your well-being, including addiction and mental health issues. Drug use can lead to several health problems, including heart disease, liver damage, respiratory issues, and mental health disorder. Drug use can affect your concentration, motivation, and performance in school or at work, jeopardizing your future opportunities. Possession and use of illegal drugs can lead to legal consequences, including fines, imprisonment, and criminal record that can affect your future. Having said this, I want us to understand peer pressure is a significant factor in why many people started using drugs. Peer pressure is a significant factor in why many young people start using drugs. Therefore, it is important to recognize this and develop strategies to desist. Remember that it is okay to say no. True friends will respect your choices and support you in making healthy decisions. Now to the topic that I am tasked to discuss on. That is the impact of climate change on socio-economics in the Gambia. It is reported that the biggest problem that the world is facing today is climate change. Climate change poses an essential threat not only to the environment but the economy. We all know that things are changing and are changing fast, but they are not changing for better. As a result, our country is facing unprecedented climate shocks, such as rising temperatures, which is making our places warmer than usual. Like here we are today, everybody is complaining about the hot weather. These are all factors of climate change. So climate change is real. In response to this effects of climate change, we know most of us here, especially the elites, we put air conditioners and refrigerators in our houses without knowing that or forgetting that some of those refrigerants have gases that also contribute to climate change effects. And also, what this does to the economy is it increases our expenditure, reduces our savings and investment, and it increases government's expenditure also because the demands for electricity are always high. Everyone wants to have electricity in his house so that you can put up your ACs and your air conditioners. Now all of us are complaining that the rate at which our cash powers are consumed is very fast. So this is having impact on our economy. Unprecedented rainfall patterns, reduction in rainfall. This affects agricultural production and water availability in the Gambia because the Gambia depends on rain-fed agriculture. So any late start of rainfall will definitely affect our agricultural productivity. Drying of our lakes, rivers, leading to reduction in fish and fisheries production. As a result, prices of fishes are on the increase every day. Now you go to the market, not many can afford good fish because they are expensive in our markets. And the reason why they are expensive in our markets because most of our rivers and lakes are drying up. As a result, they are not producing lots of fish or fisheries production. Flash flooding resulting to damage of properties, soil erosion, and displacement of properties, displacement of people. Over the past 2 years, you can all attest to that. The country has faced unprecedented floods which have affected properties and displaced some communities. But in some areas, the causes of these floods are man-made. Because you go to certain settlement, you found out that some people settle on waterways. If we settle on waterways, obviously the runoff will be blocked and it might lead to flooding. Some settlements are also in wetlands. So if you settle in a wetland area, obviously your chances of being flooded during rainy season is very high. Sea level rise leading to coastal erosion, which is affecting our beachfronts and residents along the coast. Those that are living in the coastal communities will attest to that. And those that are familiar with Bijoli Island in Tanje, that used to be a safe haven for birds, especially migratory birds. If you visit that site some 5 years ago, you will realize that some birds all the way from Europe and America will come there during winter time for resting. But now, if you go to that place, you will find out that sea level rise has eroded the entire area, which is caused by climate change. Salt intrusion affecting agricultural land in NBR, CRR, and LRR. Those in the agricultural sector or those from those areas will tell you that most of the lands, especially the rice fields, nowadays are being affected by salt intrusion. Loss of biodiversity. Our rich biodiversity is all gone. In year 2000, if you go to Kabapita Forest, you will find some antelopes and other species of wild animals. But today you go there, you won't find any. So those are all factors of climate change. However, we need to understand that these challenges or changes do not happen by incident, but as a consequence of our daily activities on the environment. Though the Gambia does not contribute significantly to the changing of the global climate, nonetheless, we also engage in activities that raise global temperatures and expose us to climate shocks. These activities are greenhouse gas emission through energy production and agricultural activities. We all know that 90 or 99% of NAVEX power generation is being powered by fossil fuel, which is a major contributor to climate change. Deforestation for expansion of agricultural lands, logging, and charcoal production. Charcoal production, all of us here use charcoal to cook our foods. And before you can produce this charcoal, you have to cut down trees. So charcoal production is leading to serious deforestation in the country. Urbanization, conversion of natural landscape into built environment, reducing the land natural ability to absorb carbon. Especially in the Combos here, we have a lot of estate developers. And most of these estate developers will clear a very thick forest just to demarcate only. So this estate development is also impacting our forest cover, and as a result, we are facing climate change challenges. Bushfires. Bushfires are very common, especially in provinces. Every year, especially during dry season time, every year we register unprecedented number of bushfires in almost all the regions in the country, which is a major contributing factor to the effects of climate change. Destruction of our mangrove ecosystem, which act as natural barriers against coastal erosion and provide critical habitat for marine life, like what is happening at Kamalo right now. Most of the mangrove forests have been cleared for development purposes. And some of them don't know those mangroves are very, very important. They protect us from sea level rise, and they are critical habitat for most of our marine species. That's where most of our marine species lay their eggs. Poor waste management practices, including the burning of waste, which release methane and pollutant that contribute to climate change. Considering this, one will understand that causes of climate change effects in the Gambia are multifaceted and interlinked with both global and local factors. Addressing these causes require comprehensive strategies. Having said that, as young people, there are a few practical measures that we can explore to adapt to climate shocks and build resilience in our communities. Number one, we should promote sustainable agricultural practice by doing crop diversification. Encourage and promote the cultivation of drought-resistant and early maturing crops to reduce dependency on single crops vulnerable to climate change. Advocate for investment in technologies that will promote water conservation, promote sustainable land management practices such as crop rotation, agroforestry, and the use of organic fertilizers to maintain soil fertility and reduce soil erosion. Protect and restore mangrove forests to act as natural barriers against storm surge and coastal erosion. Educating communities about the causes and effects of climate change, as well as practical adaptation and mitigation strategies, which can be empowered individuals to take action. Advocate for engagement of local communities in planning and decision-making process. This will ensure that adaptation measures are culturally appropriate and widely accepted. Provide and advocate for the use of renewable energy sources such as solar and wind to reduce dependency on fossil fuel and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We should advocate for the establishment and management of protected areas to conserve biodiversity and maintain ecosystem services. Encourage proper waste management. We should encourage proper waste management at our homes. Let us not burn our waste. Promote reforestation and afforestation projects. Promote reforestation and afforestation projects to restore degraded land. To restore degraded land and sequester carbon. These measures are doable and they are possible because among our mix here, especially the graduate, I am seeing future presidents, ministers, directors. So in the event that one of you become fortunate to be the president or become minister of one of the ministries or director of one of the departments or agencies, you can advocate for some of these things. It is possible and it is doable. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to challenge you. Let us make a promise today as part of our commitment and contribution to fight against the shocks of climate change. That going forward, every one of us will at least grow one tree. Let us make that a promise today. That going forward, every one of us will grow one tree, at least one tree. This can be grown in our homes, along road corridors, or forest covers. Let us make that promise today. In conclusion, the impact of climate change on macroeconomics is profound and far-reaching. Addressing its causes require comprehensive strategies that encompasses reducing greenhouse gas emissions, protecting and restoring natural ecosystems, promoting sustainable agriculture and land use practices, and enhancing community resilience through education and infrastructure development. By understanding and tackling these causes, we can better mitigate and adapt to impacts of climate change, securing a sustainable future for all. Together, we can turn the challenges of climate change into opportunities, innovation, and positive change. Thank you and congratulations to the graduating class. Let us step into the future with courage, knowledge, and commitment to make a difference. Thank you all.